the trees are turning in the garden. Porty's doing his morning surveillance. All clear? Yep, there we go. Yep. Just make sure everybody's scared. Look at his face. Little grump. You see him puffing his cheeks. Oh, they are funny, aren't they? Well, this morning I've got my scruffs on because I'm going to be heading to attend my second ever pottery class. I did this a couple of months ago and I really enjoyed it. I thought that it was a skill set that I wouldn't mind getting used to and seeing if it's something that I enjoyed. So far so good, and so I'm going to be heading to Andrew, who owns the pottery school and class. He does both group and private classes. I'm having a one-to-one. I'm going to be there for a couple of hours and he's an absolute gem. Such a nice guy. He's very good at teaching as well. He understands how to align the speed of his teaching, so if you need him to slow down, he just gets it. If he can see that you're progressing, again, he gets it and he just ramps it up. So today we're going to be doing, I think, potentially getting last session stuff in the kiln, and then again just getting back on the wheel today, and then just sort of getting used to that feeling and seeing if we can create anything. So I'm gonna have to double check, but I'm sure it'll be fine for me to film. I'll take you along. I did a classic alley last night. Lydia was in London. She stayed overnight and I stayed up until 2 AM working. Not good, but anyway, I am going to make my way over to Andrew's spot and we'll get busy with the class.
Last time he did really well.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
To the wheel.
It was cracking.
Extremely well. It was.
Well, hopefully this week will be good as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's your 2 pots, by the way.
Oh, we'll go over there in a second then. Well, just quickly, I've just arrived at Andrew's workshop.
This is just my out of the kiln. This is my quality control.
Some client work, so we just got some cups and some little pots here, but what I wanted to quickly talk to you about was these tiny little pots you can see here, because as you can see they are miniature and probably very difficult to create. But can I quickly show you this? Is that okay?
Yeah.
But this right here is the pottery wheel that was used, and as you can see it's also mini size, and it's a company called Small Ceramics.
Yeah.
And it is mains powered. Andrew's told me it's got quite a strong motor in it, and got the bats and obviously the cup to collect the water and everything that you would need.
And that's what you can throw.
Yeah. And you could just throw a little miniature on there. I just thought, what a lovely little gift idea for somebody that hasn't got the space to accommodate a big wheel but has a bit of an interest, or even wants to find out whether they have an interest in pottery. This is a lovely little way to get started. Very cool. So anyway, today we are these ones first, aren't we?
Well, yeah, if you'd like to, I mean, the thing is with glazing, it is I think we touched on it a little bit.
Yeah.
There is a vast amount. I've only, in my little tiny studio, only got a certain collection.
Right.
But if there isn't one you like, we can find something for you, maybe not today, but
okay.
At some point.
Yeah.
So we can have a chat about glazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But if not...
I do love that one on the end.
Mm-hmm.
That's softer.
Grey, it's called, actually. That's
Yeah,
really,
it's
please
really,
feel free to...
really beautiful, that is.
Down under that. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yes, very nice glaze. It's a sort of a semi-matte finish to it. It's not high shine, but it's still got an element of shine, and there's a lot of things going on with that glaze. There's a real sort of there's lots of phasing, really interesting details in it. So it's very
it's like
nice.
speckled, isn't it?
Speckled, yeah, absolutely.
Really, really lovely.
Yeah. So your first throwing, there's something about first throwing pieces.
Yeah.
No matter how they come out, whether it's a wonky pot or not, they are wonky pots. You did really well.
Not too bad. Yeah, you did the bottoms, which you've done a great job of.
Nice bit of collaboration there.
Yeah.
So they're great.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah. It's actually quite nice because now it's dried. I can really feel, and I can actually feel where what I've done. Because obviously that's not completely seamless in terms of when you go like that. There's a slight bit of weight there.
I love your critique of yourself in a really positive way. You're absolutely right. There is a little bit of weight at the bottom,
and then it just thins out just there, doesn't it?
Just a little bit, yeah.
But I mean, it looks cracking.
Slightly off centre, so that's all it was there, and that's me being hyper analytic a bit. But they're really great.
Yeah,
really
I'm happy with that. Nice.
So you should be first throw. God, if I'd got anything close to that when I first threw a pot, I'm more like I don't know, like some kind of Salvador Dali weird sculpture.
You didn't have yourself teaching, did you? That's the difference.
Yeah,
they look great. So we're going to get working on these, and then we'll get on the wheel.
Would you like to try this? Great.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You like the finished results? It's ridiculously changed. It's actually brown when you paint it on. That grey.
This is like decorating.
Yeah, this is the adding, the finishing touches. The glaze is the thing that makes pottery kind of usable. It seals it. It gives it that finished ceramic finish with a strong glaze. And the glaze is like a glass-like substance. Okay. But that finish.
Because at the moment, with this being really porous.
Yep.
So this would, if you were to put liquid in it, it would sort of seep
out. Like terracotta pots. Yeah, exactly like a plant pot.
Yeah, you see the water in sometimes, don't you?
You do, absolutely, and that's fine. And some potters do when you're making sculptures and things like that, people don't always put a glaze on finished pieces.
But if you're putting like a soup in that bowl, you want it to be...
You want a glaze on it, yeah. And if you put a soup on it, you definitely want it high-fired stoneware, which is the temperature that tableware goes to. The higher the temperature, the greater its density, the stronger it is, the more durable it is for knives and forks.
So that's under the heat food. And
yeah. You move into the food safety territory. With
I can imagine.
With tableware.
Yeah. A whole nother beast.
But yeah, they're nice those little wheels on the company's amazing. They're really, really helpful people. In fact, it might even turn up today when we were in the middle of our session with a post. They also make these. I'll find a video for you. But you know how I've got this curve to it, this shape.
Yeah.
They're making tools now that you can, as you shape the clay, you can hold the tool against it and it will put grooves and shapes into it.
Nice.
They've just made a set that are that big.
So it's almost like and can you change that?
Well, they're set in position, so they're moulded out of plastic.
Yeah.
But there's a whole range of them.
So you can get different sizes.
Different patterns, and it allow you to do really interesting patterns and finishes on the side of your pot really quickly.
Yeah.
Which is great when you're sort of making multiple ones.
Yeah. I've got a little design idea.
Well, great.
So if you were to use slats, strips that were on two rods that came down. And you could lock each thing in. You could change the distance of all of them, create your shape.
Yep.
One end can just be all smooth, so you create a smooth. And then on the other end, you could have different angles to create those different cuts and shapes. So you can flip them around.
Yeah.
So then you could actually bespoke every single section.
Incredible.
You ever seen carpenters where they've got those things and they push them up to the wall to help scribe?
I have exactly seen that.
It would kind of be like that, but done in slats, and then you could have a soft end like this.
Yep.
And then on the other end of it, you could have these different shapes. So say if you're like, well, I want that to all be soft, but I want to take a bit of an edge out there.
Exactly that kind of thing. Yeah.
That would be good, wouldn't it? So it would probably be not very good for domestic, but for commercial use. Even though I'm sure they've got everything just whipped up on big machines now anyway.
Wow.
They could just quickly get.
It's a great idea.
Couldn't they? Create your mask and then bang, and you get through loads quickly.
Yeah, and you can set it in position and then go. It will
do batches, couldn't you then?
Yeah, batches, and it change it up and all sorts. Wow, that's a really clever thought. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll keep that one off the vlog.
You must keep. It's a really nice finish on this glaze, but when you're painting it on, it's a weird old experience. You'll see very fast how it dries super quick.
Okay.
But, you don't have to be too, that's it, You're an electrician, weren't you? So you didn't do any of the like painting and decorating or anything like that?
Well, I did do a little bit.
Did you?
Yeah.
I wondered if you did, because you kind of do in that sort of trade, don't you?
Well, you do a bit of everything, don't you?
Yeah.
So I do a little bit of fill in and stuff after work, but also when work wasn't so busy, I would help out at my boss's house. We'd decorate, we'd build stud walls, and we did a summer house. And
nice.
Oh, it does dry quickly, doesn't it?
Super fast.
It's almost like you can't spread it.
No, So actually, when I'm in school groups, I say to the kids, load your brush and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then go back for some more.
So when it's going like that, because it's drying out, is that because I put it on too heavy? Or?
No, that's perfect. So I would leave that to dry for a minute like that, and you could put the coat on the other one if you wanted.
Yeah, this one, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so we load it up.
That's it.
And then as quick as we can get that.
You can always go back to some more on your brush as well, because it dries super quick.
It does dry quickly, doesn't it? I guess it soaks it up as well, right?
It's meant to do that, exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly what the glaze is supposed to do. Yeah.
Oh, that's dried
bizarre,
really quick. They need to do a face mask in this so it dries out quickly.
I know.
Rather than having to wait for it. So
I know.
I love that I'm talking to you about face masks.
Hey, clay is a very important thing in face masks.
Is it? Yeah. Ingredient,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. All the nutrients you can get in it, absolutely. Have you been to Iceland before? You've been to Iceland, the country. Have you been over there?
I have, yes.
Have you been to the Blue Lagoon over there?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, so you can get those face packs there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that the white clay? I've actually put one on.
Kind of, yeah, me too. It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely, yeah.
I've never been so relaxed in my life than I was in the Blue Lagoon. It was -2 that day. I was like having a whale of a time. I loved it. Yeah, I wondered if you might have been there because
yeah, I did. I went to
Reykjavik. Yeah. Don't worry if you get a little bit on the bottom, but try not to get too much on the bottom. Don't worry, it's fine. It wipes off. You won't even know. Basically, the reason we don't put any glaze on the bottom is because glaze literally melts, and then when it cools down, it becomes glass. So if there's any on the bottom, it sticks in the kiln.
Okay.
Same on your plates. At home, you probably noticed that you might have a little ring on the bottom, and that's the reason. So it releases basically from the kiln. Yeah. But don't worry, it's easy. Bizarrely, at this stage, it's water kind of soluble in that sense, and we can wipe away. You won't even see it.
Nearly there. That's no good, Ali. Decorating his desk. I'm decorating your desk over here, mate. Sorry.
Good. No, that's all right. Well, like I say, with anything creative with pottery, if you're not covered in clay and glaze, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's a good few coats there.
Yeah, I've stuck one on. So we'll continue to work on these and just get these painted up. But as you can see, they're currently looking kind of terracotta-y colour, I guess. But that grey cup in the back is how they will look once they're dried up. And I don't know if you caught a second what Andrew was saying, but basically this is going to be a reaction with the heat that obviously changes the colour. So we're going to end up with these really nice greeny grey coloured kind of, I'm going to call one a bowl and one a, do you know what, the one on the right could be good for sticking like oil and balsamic vinegar in.
Very much so.
And that other one, I don't know, it's a bit too small for a bowl. But Peanuts. Perfect.
Christmas peanuts.
Sounds like we've got a good setup going on. So let's see how well I can remember this.
Hey, don't worry if you can't.
So the first thing I'm going to do...
I need to actually get your clay ready, so I was chatting away.
That's alright. Oh, you've got to do your rolling out.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I film you do that?
No, you go for it. Yeah, you actually...
So what's this process called?
This is called wedging.
Wedging.
Wedging, yeah.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? I'll do it there, because
here.
It's a little bit...
Oh, you're doing it?
I don't want to get all the glaze in it, basically.
So this is... We're wedging the clay, prepping it, ready to be spun.
Yeah.
I need to learn the terminology of pottery.
Yeah, because if you don't wedge it, it'll be so much harder to throw.
Yeah.
It really will.
Is that, and essentially this is like aerating it, is that what we...
No, the opposite actually.
It's, removing.
Removing, yeah. It's
interesting.
Making sure there's less air in there.
Okay.
And more compact together.
Right.
And actually the process I use is called spiral wedging. So it's actually spinning the clay round, all the clay particles.
Yeah.
So they're all facing the same direction. So when you throw on the wheel, which is spinning round, it's easier to lift and shake.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, it really is true. I didn't believe it.
The old croissant effect.
Sorry?
The old croissant effect.
Yeah, croissant effect. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Not as tasty.
Definitely not as tasty.
Not as tasty, mate. Yeah, calorie-free version. That's why I describe clay, the calorie-free version.
The body's not taking any of it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
It slices a bit off.
Yeah. Take a little bit.
Yeah.
Depends on how much you kind of want to throw with, but I think this is a good size to work with at the moment. You can get good size with that.
I'd say that's a large pizza dough ball.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
That's about right. I'll wedge you up another bit in a second. But basically, I'll get it into a... See, as you can see, I'm sort of shaping it rather than folding it, so I don't want to trap air in it.
Yeah.
And then wedging, spiral wedging does take practice. It's quite difficult to show on a film, but I press down, lift up and twist like this.
That is it looks so difficult. Yeah.
You know, if I speed up like that, you can start to see the spirals. It looks like a shell.
Yeah.
Is the way I sort of would describe it.
That's definitely a skill set.
It is. It takes practice. Yeah,
you make it look easy. Yeah. Wonderful.
Sometimes we'll do really beautiful wedging of clay, and it'll look like a piece of art in of itself. But mine less pretty, but it still does the trick.
Does the trick, yeah.
And then I roll it around like that. Again, try not to trap any air in there. Stand it on the board. You get a flat base. And into a ball of clay like that.
Amazing.
Ready for the master potter, i.e. you.
Okay.
To throw your creations.
Hopefully I don't do any damage to this one. The first thing I'm going to do is just put a bit of water on here.
Absolutely right.
It's not much.
Not very much.
But just enough just to... It's perfect, right?
I'm impressed that, seriously, that you even remember that much, because it's a lot to take in.
And then I get my ball. Yeah.
That's it.
Centre as I can.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to push it down so it's down.
You used to have good recall on your brain, because most of my students never remember that.
Those two steps. I think this is where it's going to go downhill. So that's there. This bit here is where I'm going to start to lift it. Well, you're going to centre it first, yeah. So the centering process is absolutely right. You're going to start to lift it into a cone shape. So it's all in your palms. That's it. And you start to lift up and centre it. Try not to pull too hard to pull it off the wheel, but that's good. You can sometimes add a bit more water. It's amazing. A couple of drops makes all the difference. A little bit of speed on your pedal there, I'd say. And you can actually set it going at about that speed and take your foot off and it'll stay. Yeah, there you go. You remembered that as well. Well done. And then I'd go back up again here, because what we're trying to get that is nice and centred. So the second cone normally is slightly easier, but we'll see. So it's relatively well centred now. That's good. So now you can actually bring it back down. We did this technique, didn't we? We found that worked better for me.
Go for it.
Do that one, yeah. So hand there, yeah.
That's it. Absolutely right.
Nice and steady.
You can almost make it into a fist there for now, and then press down. And you're sort of pressing down and almost into your left hand, almost pushing that whole clay almost away from yourself a little bit. The left one's supporting, and the right one's pushing down. You could, if you want to, as you're doing the fist, you could actually put that sponge full of water in your hand, and as you squeeze, it pushes water out and it lubricates your creation there.
And with this hand, am I trying to stop this from spilling out?
Well, actually, you want that to spill out. It's more about the angle. So you want your palm actually to be the opposite way. So you want it to be like this, rather than that. So you don't want an undercut. So you want, see how it's you kind of
like this.
That's it. Okay. Exactly right.
And then
look at that. Perfect. About there is great. Nicely done.
Cool. That's good, isn't it?
Great job.
And then the next one is this, and I'm
just pushing just need to see. There's a little undercut here, just on the sides. Yeah. We want the sides to be like this, so compressed. Like yeah, that's it. It's called collaring in. So just pressing down on the tops and the sides, and it should sort of mushroom the top out and down. And then have a little look now. You should have a little bit more below than above. There you go, which you have.
Yeah, nice.
Which is great.
So it goes flat and then goes up there.
Exactly right.
Cool.
Slight little adjustments, but it will make all the difference.
Yeah.
So next is a tiny little opening in the middle there, just a little starting point, and then you're going to use both of your thumbs now to press down into the middle.
Yeah, I just go down, don't I?
That's right. But you don't want to go all the way and touch the wooden base, as it were. So you want to leave a little bit of thickness in there. So that's probably all right. Let's have a look about there. Should be about deep enough. Yep. Don't want to go any deeper than that.
What's the?
So the thickness is about that of your finger, probably. This depth here,
yeah,
roughly. Yeah, roughly that.
Cool. And then now we're going out.
Yeah, so you're going to pull apart your thumbs. Eventually your knuckles will separate slightly, and then the tips of your thumbs cook underneath themselves. There you go, that'll do you about there. Don't want to go too much wider than that. Wonderful. Nicely done.
Yeah.
So, compressing this base now, and we use this shark fin tool. Remember, we use this to smooth out the bottom. So this edge sits against
middle
the wall.
to out or out to middle?
That's it. Probably about there, then move out to the side.
Okay.
Yeah. And as flat as you can keep it, that was really good. Yeah. And then move out to the side. Apply a little bit more pressure with your right hand here, so pressing down there into the corner. Don't worry. So this time, it always happens, don't worry.
Okay.
So stick that right on the top of that knob of clay. That's it. There you go. Gone. Yeah. So that shows you where the centre point is. And if you stray off of the centre point, you start to get the little notch of clay in the middle there. But as you can see, staying right on the centre point, you don't get it. Nicely done.
Cool.
Yeah, really nicely done.
I feel that.
Tiny little adjustments with ceramics,
Yeah.
That's all it is. Really tiny little adjustments.
So there's a good like 1.5 cm there in thickness.
Yep. Nice good amount for lifting.
Almost flat.
Yeah, almost there. You could actually try, is it too wide? Try.
Nice.
Yeah, is that not bad? Because you can try it, it's probably just too wide.
Oh, what, to get the whole thing in, yeah. It actually feels better, just
not
a
bad
little
at all.
on the finger.
Yep, I can see it's not jumping up and down. It's just what you want. Right, so a little collar in here, just on the sides again, just to bring it in just a little bit at the top. That's it, sort of collar. That's it, like that. Yep, so we always want more below than above, and we always want it sort of cone shaped. Even if you're making a bowl, even whatever shape you're making at this stage, this is a way to stop it going too wide too quickly.
And how's that for coating for?
No, perfect. Yeah, you've done that. You've done that spot on. 10 out of 10. Blue Peter badge, all that kind of stuff. All right.
I'll get my silver star.
Yeah, silver star in the post. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's great.
Cool.
So here comes the lifting part, or the pulling of the clay.
The bit that I normally go a little bit hasty on. So
that's all right,
did we do it with 2 fingers before? We didn't use it at all, did we?
Yeah, we did. And it tends to be these two, the longest ones. Most people have these longest ones. So actually slow your wheel down just a fraction. Just a fraction. That's all we need. Somewhere about there's good actually. Yeah, I know, it's so sensitive, that pedal. Maybe I can set it for it. That's good. Yeah, that's great. So what you're going to do is squeeze together between your fingers. Great hand positions, really good. Yeah. So squeeze there for a long 4 seconds. Now gently start to lift up, and less squeezing as you lift your hands up. Bring that right hand above the left one if you can. Now, there you go. And then bring them together at the top. Well done. And then ease off there. Nicely done. So you see what naturally happens, and this is exactly the way it should be. When you start off, your right hand is lower because there's the thickness of the base.
Up and overtake.
And then you sort of have to come
down. So you go like that, okay.
Yeah, but it's subtle. Check your progress here. Look at that, it's really good. You've got all the even throwing lines, so well done there. Doesn't lie, the clay.
And then, so when you start, should I start with my finger on the actual base like that, or do you want me to start where I am there?
Low down as you can, but I'm actually going to get you to do something else first. See that top centimetre or so? There's a little ridge there, about there. Yeah, if you start there, just kind of there, and just carry on lifting there for a second. Just keep, that's it. And now, the closer to the edge you get, just loosen your the pressure, sort of just bring it up, let the clay flow between your fingers, and then ease away. Well done. That's good. It's just sort of, just wanted to get rid of that ridge a little bit. Nicely done. Yeah, that's good. Now I'm going to add a little something into your repertoire here. This is a compression of the rim. So as it's spinning round, with your exactly like that, with your left hand actually, as you had it, far away. That's it. And then the index finger just sits on the top. Just apply a gentle little bit of pressure, only for a second or two. And that compresses and flattens the top.
Yeah, that's a nice little trick,
Yeah. And you can do that every time we've done a lift.
Do that.
Compression.
Yeah, and it'll stop the top from falling in or whatever when I come up to
it. And sometimes it stops it doing the undulation.
Yeah, the wobble.
Just gets control of it, basically. It also shows you if it's gone really uneven on the top. And if it has, there's things we can do.
Yeah.
So don't worry. Right,
so lift again.
This is a long 4 seconds here. 1, 2, 3. Right, now start to lift. Take that lovely amount of clay with you. Well done. And then even your fingers out so they're together, but keep squeezing there. Keep squeezing there. Now start to ease off your squeezing, but keep going right to the top. It's already thin there, so you don't need to squeeze too hard. And then ease off towards the top. Well done. Nicely done.
Yeah.
That's going to look great on your video. That was a great pull, that was. Yeah.
Better.
And look a bit more confident. Good. Honestly, clay doesn't lie. Yeah, clay doesn't lie. Look at the outside, all those even throwing lines. Yeah. Nicely spaced together.
What we're trying to achieve is a cylinder, isn't it, that's completely level. So you can see there's a few little spaces where you can see where I'm just slightly going like this because I'm getting that feel. Yep. And as you get more confident, I guess when you do it, you just go like that, don't you? And it's more of like a flow.
Sometimes.
And you're, going, you're creating like those steady misses, and it's probably more of like just a really quick pull, as opposed to at the moment I'm going like really slowly.
Yep. But you are doing it really, really well. That's great. You can see how you can shape it so easily like that as well. It's still got a little bit of. Probably got one more pull in that, I think.
Yeah.
So what we'll do is we'll just run a little bit of water, not too much, we don't want to overdo it, but a little bit down the side there, possibly a little bit on the inside edge, and maybe one last lift. Let's see. Oh, yeah, just about. I think you've got one there. Yeah, I can see it looking down the profile. But really well done. It's beautifully thrown.
Right then, wish we luck.
It's all right. You don't have to press too hard now. Maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and then start to lift. There you go. And you start to lift there. It's all right. A little bit harder with your right hand pushing in to keep the cylinder shape. That's it. And then ease off your pressure there. And keep going to the top. Really nice. Well done. And then you can ease off there. And round off there. Great stuff. Nicely done. And then so you may remember with this, when it's so nicely centred like that. Yep, there you go, there's that sponge there you can use. Now really gently on that edge there, just to... This is what we were just talking about, like with the mini wheel, where you can't feel the clay because you're using a tool.
Yes.
And that's what it's like with the sponge, you can't feel, you can't adjust your hands. You sort of have to get used to how hard you can press.
Yeah.
You can do a little bit of that on the inside of the pot now as well. See on the inside, soaking up that water and also slightly compressing the base. So that will flatten that out because it naturally gets a little bit unflattened where your fingertips.
At the edges, doesn't it?
Yep. Trusty sponge on a stick, this one here.
Yeah, that would be better.
Which you can actually see.
Because I'm finding my fingers are creating it.
Yeah, I think you've pretty much done it. Finish off with that, yeah. You sort of start on the centre and then move in. Okay. Everyone wants to use the sponge on the stick with tall pots, so they get used to throwing real tall. You can use that because you can't get your hand inside the pot.
Yeah.
That's it. There's one thing on this. There we go. I didn't put that one out for some reason. The kidney tool, which you can use to smooth out the side of your pot.
I'm going to hypnotise myself.
I know, it's a bit like that, mate.
Well, before the battery dies, I thought I would quickly show you where we've got to so far. So we're just about to cut in to the bottom.
Cut in to remove the just the excess from the throwing. Not that there's much because you threw it really well.
So going in on an angle just straight down, yeah?
That's right. And then you just bring that tool back out. Leave the clay there for a minute. When you've cut, just bring the tool straight back up. That's it, and we can remove that. Don't worry, yes, it kind of can stick back on the pot. So don't worry. If you stop your wheel, we may be able to remove the excess clay.
Well, as you can see, I'm back at the house, and I completely forgot to document the finished products after I threw those pots today. So I've messaged Andrew and I've asked him if he wouldn't mind sending me just a little clip of the 2 pots that we did today, and hopefully he does so, and I'll be able to insert it here for you to see what we did. But I'm very happy with how it turned out. You'll see on one of the pots that there's a slight notch in one of them. The reason why this happened was because I was passing over a tool, and as I did, I clipped the side of the pot, and I thought, oh, we could fix this, or we could maybe make a feature of it. And so we decided to just play around. We made a little feature of it by notching out a little space to perhaps put some chopsticks or a spoon, and that's why there's a little notch on the side of one of them. But the mug build will have a handle attached to it, typically, but obviously that would normally be done on a separate session because you would want the cup to be a little bit firmer before you actually applied that to it. There's a lot of timing and a lot of waiting involved with pottery, especially when you're doing things where you're adding additional elements onto the pot itself. But I find it absolutely fascinating, incredibly therapeutic. And I think that if this video has inspired anybody to go and take a pottery class, or maybe just relit a hobby that you've had in the past, I urge you to go and do it, because it's so much fun, and I think it's just a really nice way to implement some calmness and some stillness into your life. And I'm seriously contemplating getting a wheel and having it in the shed, just so I can go out there and throw some pots and hopefully get to a point where I'll be able to make some coffee mugs that Lids and I can enjoy. And I'm not going to get too carried away, but potentially even share with families and friends, because I think it's a really lovely thing to do. It's very rewarding, both in the fact that you get so much from the enjoyment of it, and I also think that it also is nice to have a product at the end of it as well. So if you are in the Northamptonshire, Buckinghamshire area, then Andrew is based in Buckinghamshire, and you can visit him, and he would, I'm sure, love to take you on a one-to-one session, or you can book onto one of his group classes. Just for clarity, I'm a fully paying customer. Andrew was introduced to me by a friend, and I wanted to give it a go, and so I booked myself in, and I enjoyed it so much that I booked again. He's a small business, and I'm sure that he would really enjoy taking on some new clients, so I'll leave his details in the description box down below for you to check out. He also sells coffee cups and mugs and stuff, so you do want to check out those as well. Of course, all handmade, really beautifully done to a great standard. So again, his link will be in my description box. But that is all we have time for this week. I hope that you didn't mind it being a very pottery based video. I know that's something a little bit new to my channel, I've not done it before, but I do enjoy challenging myself and taking on new skill sets, and so I guess that's exactly what this is. So thank you for watching, I hope you have enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.